Today I'm going to teach you about the parts of the cell. All cells have the same three things in common. They have a cell membrane, cytoplasm, and genetic material, so DNA. There are two types of cells. There's a prokaryotic cell and a eukaryotic cell. So eukaryotic cells are plant and animal cells, are eukaryotic, and they all have a nucleus and membrane-bound organelles. Prokaryotic cells are the opposite. They do not have a nucleus or membrane-bound organelles, but they do contain genetic material. So let's start with the nucleus. The nucleus is the control center of the cell, and it contains the DNA that tells the cell what to do and when to do it. So inside the nucleus, there's chromatin, which is a tangled, spread out form of DNA that is inside the nucleus, inside the nuclear membrane. So when a cell is ready to divide, the chromatin that's all tangled up kind of condenses into chromosomes. And into chromosomes, yeah. So also in the nucleus, there's a nucleolus, which makes ribosomes. And the ribosomes leave the nucleus. They leave the nucleus to either synthesize or make proteins. So once the ribosomes leave, they're outside of the nucleus. The ribosomes and the rest of the organelles, they float around in the cytoplasm, which is just like the gel-like fluid that is in the cell. And so ribosomes either roam around freely or they attach to what we call the endoplasmic reticulum. So there's two types of endoplasmic reticulums. There is the rough endoplasmic reticulum, and the ribosomes attach to the rough endoplasmic reticulum. And there's the smooth endoplasmic reticulum, which ribosomes don't attach to. So an endoplasmic reticulum is a membrane-enclosed passageway for transporting materials, such as proteins. So these materials will emerge from the endoplasmic reticulum and travel in vesicles to the Golgi apparatus. And there, the Golgi apparatus uses them, and they are customized to forms that the cell can use. So they recreated and customized into something the cell can use. So the Golgi apparatus customizes these materials by either adding materials to them like lipids or carbohydrates, or just folds them into proteins that the cell can use. So then the cells have vacuoles. In a plant cell, there is a large central vacuole that stores water. So vacuoles are sac-like structures that store different materials. In plant cells, it stores water. And then in an animal cell, you have an organelle called a lysosome, which is kind of like the garbage can for the cell. It takes care of all the damaged, worn out parts of the cell that the cell didn't want. And so these lysosomes are filled with enzymes that help break down this garbage that the cell didn't want. So then you have, in both plant and animal cells, you have the mitochondria, which is the powerhouse of the cell. So during cellular respiration, the mitochondria makes all of the energy that the cell needs. So the cell maintains its shape by what we call a cytoskeleton. And the cytoskeleton is made up of microfilaments and microtubules. Microfilaments are thread-like structures made of proteins. And the microtubules are just like thin and hollow tubes that help make up the cytoskeleton. So plant cells, sorry I'm all over the place, but plant cells are what we call photoautotrophic, which means that they capture sunlight to make energy. So they have these organelles called chloroplasts, and the chloroplast is what makes photosynthesis happens. And the chloroplasts are green because they contain an organelle called chlorophyll. So plant cells also have a cell wall outside of their membrane that shapes and supports and protects it. Animal cells do not have a cell wall. So there are also other unique structures that a lot of cells have, and some of those structures are cilia. a cilia is found inside our lungs, and it is a microscopic hair-like projections that moves in waves when we inhale particles. So like when you breathe, the cilia moves the particles you inhale, and then when you cough out, it releases the particles. Another thing that we have that's unique is a flagella, and a flagella is like a little tail that helps propel the cell to move. The only thing that humans have a flagella, the only type of cell that humans have a flagella for is the sperm cell. And those are basically all the parts of the cell. Thank you.